at HK Trading Company.
The work is going on very excitedly, but it's not like a normal company. Transactions take place. These are not legitimate business contracts.
It's related to you. Casinos and huge usury loans. Large meeting room.
It's used to discuss business strategy.
It's now a place to deal with unsustainable debt. Everyone enters the room. They all carry a different purpose. Someone wants to borrow money to continue
Bogged down in red and black games. Some people want to get out of debt, push their lives into the abyss. In a crowded concert, Director Choi is panicking, running away from a group of people chasing you. He's constantly looking back. The face shows fear. Because you know that if you get caught the
again,
consequences will be very serious. In times of despair, he accidentally ran into a theater
behind the stage.
But this is not a place for him to find safety.
Because people are waiting.
He's the North Chief.
Or sitting in front of Mr. Choi.
Director North is
put
calm.
down a thick stack of papers. Doesn't need many words.
He asked Mr. Choi to roll his hand over every page from the paper accepting the right to withdraw.
The transfer contract as his wife's life insurance property.
Until the papers related to the nest land. First, leave every single piece of paper. That made Director Choi fall silent again.
He understands that this is no longer an
Loans
issue.
are simply the price.
You have to pay for your mistakes. Although extremely angry under pressure from the North,
Choi had no choice but to
shaking hands on all the papers.
After the settlement of the bad debt, the North Director left calmly. But what he left for the Director? Choi is not a liberator. It's a line of 10 creditors waiting outside
to pursue him. Meanwhile, the Hatch heroine
are struggling with life again, in a completely different way, at a family sports event.
You have to pretend to be the mother of a child to complete tasks required by the job, with agility and determination.
Hattie is constantly participating in and finally won the top spot. Thanks to that outstanding performance.
You've also received a generous bonus from customers. It makes you very happy.
However, the friend who came with him was not happy. You think Haji is too cold, pretending to be a mother, but I don't care about the child. From beginning to end, just focus on winning to getting money. But Hatch thinks simply, that just help the baby have a happy memory.
Other things don't matter anymore.
With you even for a short time.
If you can make others happy, it's worth it. But behind the strong looks,
she's a girl who's under a lot of pressure. Haji was an excellent law student, but after 7 failures in the bar exam, she can't make my dreams come true. Certificate of election. The law doesn't help you find a stable job.
Now, you can only do temporary jobs to make a living back home.
Hattie carries in his heart a sense of guilt.
I decided to tell my sister the truth, that he went on to fail the bar exam 7 times, but just in time you were going to speak.
My sister gave me a gift she had prepared before.
It's an expensive designer suit.
The gift I bought to celebrate my sister when she became...
My lawyer believes that one day
the Hatch will surely succeed. I want you to have a costume
worthy of that position. I can see my sister's hope and love. Haji can't tell the truth. You can only accept the gift in silence.
You are afraid of making your family 7.
Somewhere else in the silver room, a VIP guest is angry because he can't borrow more money. He begged the North to give himself another chance to recover the lost money in front of his despair.
North's director finally agreed to lend more. The man was delighted to think that I was saved.
But I didn't know that if I continued...
7 things he lost.
It's not just money. It's all that he's got.
At the same time, a group of officials, the high level, is gathering. Let's take care of the plants and talk
about the dark secrets behind their power.
The stories, it seemed like a normal conversation,
reveals a series of criminal acts such as accepting bribes,
cover for criminals, and abuse of office.
The right to profit. Not long after, Director Ken appeared. I want to join this power group. But to be part of the exclusive society, he had to pay a small price. A construction company CEO bluntly made a request.
The entry fee is 10 billion won. The giant figure made Director Ken stand.
I want the money in...
In a short time, he's starting to try to embezzle more than before. Head of Department Kim
to come up with a faster solution.
He introduced Director Kong Koo,
a person capable of making money in any way.
That's the North or the North. That night,
Kim went to the director's office.
He asked me to earn 10 billion won.
Before this absurd offer,
the North can only laugh and refuse.
I don't understand
Kim
why.
Pushed himself this far. Because I never thought
I can make a lot of money. So in a short time, but Chief Kim thinks you're pretending. He believes that with what he holds, that money is nothing. After a stressful conversation, he left in anger.
Leave me in thought on how to deal with this dangerous situation.
And then the worst happens.
The next day at the company, the police suddenly appeared and made an arrest. All the people of the casino.
The office is locked down. All documents and property were confiscated.
When the North director had just arrived.
I can only stand still. Look at everything I do.
The building was destroyed.
I'll call Chief Kim right away. But he's not answering at all. It's not just the company that's
all
gone down.
All the men of the North were also arrested with strange allegations.
The person accused of assault.
Man arrested for drunk driving.
Accused of filming women.
All the cases.
It's all arranged perfectly. By Department Manager Kim.
Even North Don Man, the puppet director in the name of the company.
Nor escape from fate.
He was arrested on charges of organizing illegal gambling. In a moment, everything North has is gone. There's no other way. The director must bring all the money. I'm going to the manager's house, head of
I
department
knelt
Kim.
down on the bridge, asked him to forgive his people.
But that's just enough to take some juniors out.
Manager Kim called out condition.
Within 1 month,
You have to prepare 10 billion. One or the street man will suffer the consequences.
moment, there is no fear in your eyes. There's only hatred left. He realized that he had been cooperated
With
by
me
the same
pushing
person.
into the end, and then a memory from the past suddenly comes back.
Many years before, North is still a poor schoolboy.
Man used to come.
Your house with a note in hand.
It's not just the money. Loan but also has a cruel term. Mortgage is selling your child to pay off the debt.
The bad behavior of the father in the past made Kong is extremely angry. You can't accept a father.
It can be cruel. Bring your own child out as an object.
Mortgage to settle your debts.
The pain of being betrayed.
It has become a wound.
It's been in my heart for years.
In my anger, he decided to go to his father for questioning.
I want to know why he can do it.
With me like that,
But when it first appeared,
you're being dragged out by the casino crew.
no chance to talk.
Just when you're falling into despair.
An umbrella suddenly appeared.
Protect me from the rain. The person holding that umbrella is Dong Man. The one you used to be. The one who saved and changed my life. The appearance of Dong that year helped me escape from the darkness.
Give me a chance to start over and become the person I am today.
The next day, Uncle Kong visited Dong Man in prison. Look at the British. He used to protect himself and is now in prison.
I can't help but hurt.
I promise I will find a way to get it. Get out as soon as possible.
But contrary to your worries, Dong Man is very calm. He just wants you and your friends can live well. Don't worry about yourself.
I know this isn't the first time I've been in prison, so this is nothing too serious.
But for North Dong Man is not just a brother. You are the one who nurtured.
Protect me and give me a family.
When you have no one by your side.
So I can't blink at the person most important to you to suffer alone. Back to your office.
Suddenly, I saw the boys who had been released. Everyone is doing it right now. Talk about how to deal with Kim.
The guy behind the rope. They've brought companies down and put them in their current situation. But understand the danger.
The enemy's point. I ask everyone to leave to protect themselves.
I'll stay and solve the problem myself.
I don't want people who have been with me.
Keep getting caught up in this war.
Because I trust you.
So in the beginning, the boys did what you said and left.
But the more I think,
the more they can't forget what you did.
And Dongman used to do it for me.
I remember the time you helped. Protect them and give them a place to belong.
Eventually, they all decided to go back. They don't want to leave.
North alone faces danger.
I want to fight with you to the end.
In front of them is a seemingly impossible task.
10 billion won in 3 months to save Dongman.
There's not much choice.
The team began to take advantage of everything they had. They've taken out all the outstanding debts. Take back small amounts. Then withdraw the entire rental deposit. Sell your car and even sell your house.
His residence to collect property.
But that's still a long way from 10 billion won. During the stalemate,
they suddenly came up with a crazy plan. It's a fake wedding.
Make money from guests.
Just make a big enough wedding.
They can get a welcome bonus.
Great to continue the plan. But the biggest problem right now is that they don't have a bride.
Through the introduction,
Hachi is invited to participate in this plan.
They are in financial difficulty. I need money to send to my sister. She accepted because she thought
I just played a guest. Normally in the ceremony.
But when we get there,
I just found out I'm not a guest.
It's the bride in this play.
The confusion surprised her. And a little bit of resistance by you.
I don't want to be dragged into such strange things. But when you see the attractive amount of money,
Hachi quickly changed his mind and agreed to join.
The play finally begins.
Hachi put on his wedding dress
and entered the hall with the North before the ceremony.
Dating of all the guests, everything was held like a real wedding. That everyone present had no doubt. Then a series. The show was so bizarre that it made Hach many times out of words.
But because of the big money, you can only try to keep playing your role.
When the ceremony is over,
Hachi receives a generous reward, as agreed. She quickly left and wished that
I'll never see a troubled man again.
This one more time. But you don't know that.
This meeting.
It's just the beginning of a complex relationship between you and me.
Or more. After getting a large sum of money from a fake wedding, your team continues to implement the debt collection plan. This time it was the VIP.
Many times I borrowed money at the casino
to make him remember his debt.
They took him to the roof in the cold, force him to face the consequences of his debts.
Huge alone in a situation cornered to the end. VIP guests suddenly remember a great opportunity to make money. From the old apartment where I live. He revealed
that there's going to be a district chief election.
If you know how to manipulate,
the person behind it can make some money. This huge amount of information makes I began to see a new hope.
From someone who's desperate for 10 billion won in debt, I'm slowly finding a way to turn things around.
But I also understand behind this old apartment for sure. It's not just a normal election.
This place may be hiding secrets,
and the dangerous forces are much greater. So how will you or Khan take advantage of this opportunity?
Can you make 10 billion? One within 3 months to save Dongman.
Or this is a new trap waiting for you to enter.
The war between the North and those behind it's getting more and more stressful. This time I have to bet it all. to protect the people most important to me. After knowing the
old KI apartment could earn 10 billion won.
The North has new plans.
And you also untied the VIP.
But knowing that his way is to become president of the house, the North immediately gave orders to the boys. Throw him down. Too afraid of the VIP guest constantly begging for forgiveness,
Then hurry to suggest you don't have to be president right away. It can start as a district chief. Then step by step run for president of the apartment to earn 10 billion won in the shortest time.
North decided to believe him. He and his subordinates went down the elevator of the notice, district chief, then pull the guest
VIP about his apartment to continue to discuss the plan.
However, the whole group is highly suspicious.
Because they don't believe in an old apartment building. That kind of degradation can hide more than 10 billion won.
I see people suspicious.
The VIP told them to call the manager to ask about long-term maintenance funds.
He will know the truth.
To verify, I'll call you right away as a resident of the building. When listening to the manager announce the maintenance fund balance, long-term up to more than 17 billion
The
won.
whole group was gaping in wonder. No one could say a word. Until now,
The VIP guest also regained his swagger.
there's no fear at all. He is still indifferent. Wrong fat guy to make me a cup of coffee. And sit in a chair.
They eat chips and command people. I can see the huge amount of money lying right in front
The
of
whole
me.
group was immediately
We have to
determined. Find a way to get all 17 billion won the next day.
Mothers in the apartment
Organizing activities to plant
to
trees
create
under
green
the yard.
space for the kids.
This activity received a lot of feedback from the
People
residents.
are also happy to work together.
Fresh water and encourage the children to take care of the
But
tree.
when things are going well, then a curly-haired lady suddenly appeared.
She said loudly that planting trees is an act free use public area. Without asking permission from other residents, short-haired mothers also refused to be inferior. Immediately stood out and challenged her curly hair. What can I do?
Before the challenge, she has curly hair.
Don't say that.
Straight to uproot the trees that the kids just planted.
That action immediately caused the argument to explode violently. The two sides will not give up air. There was a constant outcry that made the whole neighborhood. The Middle East became riotous after the battle of words.
Group of young mothers sit together to complain and speak badly.
Curly-haired grandma.
It was revealed that she had been a queen. Immediately, another mother giggled. If it is just wild.
It made her laugh. From that story,
They started talking about the need to vote as a representative to protect the rights
of young mothers in the apartment complex.
After a discussion, they all agreed to elect Julie's mother as district chief, then step-by-step run for president of the apartment.
Because according to the president
rules
will be selected from the board of directors. I hear people agree to support me. Mo and Julie, very excited and quickly responded to the plan. Meanwhile, the manager went to the president of the apartment.
to report on the quarrel between mothers involved in planting trees.
After listening, the president just laughed. I want to be in a long-term management position.
The best way is to grow small. Small things don't seem to exist.
Just laugh and everything will calm down. Even if the report is completed. The manager didn't leave. That made the president realize surely there's something more important. Of course, the head of the department said Haji's sister are intending to quit their job. Hear that? The president immediately called me to the office. Turns out Haji's sister, it's the right arm of the president. Over the years, he's been embezzling a lot of money. Residence fund.
It's because of that money that I can take care of the Hajj.
She studied law and hoped her sister would become a lawyer.
I know what I do is wrong.
But for my sister's future, I still close my eyes.
Now that Haji has passed the bar exam, I want to end it all.
To start an honest life. But the president, it is not easy for people to
So
hold.
many of my secrets left. The most painful thing is that you do not know the Hajj at all.
He continues to fail the bar exam. Never been a lawyer. As you always believed. At the same time, the guest VIP is opening a special class for North and his gang. Guide them on everything related to the maintenance fund.
Long term, he explained how the fund was created, who has the right to manage,
And tricks to withdraw money without being resident. Complaints, however.
that's the 4 billion one he ever made. It also took for years to complete.
You only have 3 months to save your life. I see you in a hurry.
The VIP guest came up with a bolder plan.
Just get the management seal. You can withdraw money first and find a way.
Leave after that person directly. Hold the seal and the right to manage the maintenance fund.
Is the president of the apartment and the head of the management department. That's the first step in the plan.
You have to find a way to be the mayor. Step-by-step approach to management.
And then we're thinking about taking over the maintenance fund.
With more intelligence and computing power than humans.
Not quickly outline the whole plan in his mind.
He calculated that if this is successful, the
It
total
will exceed
assets,
21 billion won.
it's not just enough to pay 10 billion to save lives. It can also pay off debts, rebuild the company, and realize a long-held dream.
But the North also understands that the huge amount
It's
of money
not easy to get.
want to touch the maintenance fund. You'll have to confront the president directly. Managers and the forces that have taken root in this place for years. Just one wrong move.
The whole plan will collapse. But you didn't just lose the chance to save Dong Man.
They may even lose their brothers. Shoulder to shoulder with me, that's why the election The next chief is no longer just. It's a competition between residents. People who have become chess,
deciding the fate of the North.
Carl and all the others.
Who's on your side? The next morning, I went to see Dong Man. He promised he'll get you out of jail soon, but I just hope you can live well.
And don't keep doing the wrong thing.
However, I insist my life is only complete when it is. Man next door, many years ago,
Help me get rid of my bad dad.
the man had always kept the note that his father had signed. The paper itself.
That's the only thing that makes you. I can't sell you again. Until my father died, Dong, the man did not hesitate to burn the debt.
Return to freedom for the North and for you, deciding your own life. Instead of leaving the North, I chose stay with the one you saved your life. I just returned to the apartment. I've seen a very loud complaint. An overbearing young man parked his car
Wrong
many times
regulations
before the
It makes the
apartment.
residents very nervous. After being repeatedly reminded with stickers on the car, he thought everyone was intentional. Destroy his property should be angry use.
It's the car that's barricading the driveway. They make people unable to move. The argument became more and more intense as he kept cheering up and kept fighting with him.
At that time, I drove up.
Not getting out of the car. Don't say another word. You kick your feet straight into the car. It's blocking the road, causing it to fall to the side.
I saw the whole scene. People in the apartment immediately applauded and cheered.
Because in the there are also people who dare to deal with this unruly guy.
The young man looked at the damaged car and was furious. Blush immediately requested, I have to pay 300 million won, but
remain calm,
claiming I will not pay $1. Take me to court if you want. Your strength makes him not know what to do.
In addition to rolling out in the middle of the playground.
At that time, director, whoever asked, the director had to pay 10 billion won to join the exclusive association.
Also just appeared, not saying no that. He's got a scratch key. He added a few lines to the car and coldly said he
compensation
would
according to the value of the car before being scratched. Then I turned to thank the North
for helping the inhabitants deal with a man of no account.
This action made many people in the neighborhood.
Residents began to sympathize with the North until the evening.
I met my sister at the bus station. Take the bus and walk home together. On the way, many times she tried to confess that she
failed
had
the
continued.
exam.
Every time I see the struggle.
And your silent sacrifices. The words are stuck in my throat.
In the end, instead of saying the truth, the Hatch promised.
We'll help you do it. My dream is to open a bakery in the future.
That promise made my sister very happy and Haji, only in the head,
cracked my ears because of a growing sense of guilt.
The next morning, I went down to the basement. The governor discovered that one of his wheels had been punctured. After checking the camera, he quickly knew who was behind it.
Lee immediately asked his secretary to arrange a play.
Golf and coolly claimed at golf holes today. It'll be the mouth of the guy who punctured his tires. That person is also the previous day while the apartment.
It's very exciting when the whole group is talking how to write a presidential candidate.
Each person contributes an idea to the application.
It's been prepared all day and it's not finished.
After the system, the whole team is prepared. Give me a beautiful photo to increase your sympathy.
People the next day, I brought the records to the manager's office to register my candidacy. I suddenly found out here.
I was the first single person in history, apartment run for the position of chief. So far, the candidates, usually a pillar, family or representatives
families
for generations.
So your profile immediately caught my attention. I went home and questioned the VIP. But at the same time, he had a severe stomachache.
Continuously flushing air makes the whole room no air dare to approach. I can only cover my nose.
Let's wait for him to finish talking.
Just when the whole group is having
to
a
find
headache.
a solution, my wedding photos and Hajir.
Sent to look at the photos.
Suddenly everyone had a new idea.
If you're not qualified for being single, you
can
just
make
have
me
to.
a married man.
So the group immediately planned to take the hatch, join the team and run for district chief with them. First step, they hired a pervert to harass.
Hajir at work.
Just when you're in danger, you appear as a hero. To the rescue.
That his image in the eyes of the hatch gradually changed.
However, after that incident, Hajir
it is also owned by
dismissed
SA.
because of improper working attitude.
Not missed the opportunity. I immediately contacted you and offered to cooperate. He wants Hajir to be his wife within 3 months. Recommended period. He was shocked and immediately refused.
According to Hajir,
all the money you earn is unclean.
And you don't want to get involved.
But when you can pay up to 100 million won.
Hajir paused for a few seconds and immediately changed
amount
his
of
mind.
money.
Too old to help her and her sister change their lives.
You can't refuse to go home.
Non-stop in the air.
Because I didn't know
What
I
a
would have
face
to.
in this strange job. But in the end, it is
I want
itself.
to work hard for the future of my 2 sisters. To the north, I found the VIP and asked him to pretend.
Be my father until you become president of the house. In exchange, I'll clear his entire debt. There's no other choice.
The VIP only reluctantly agreed.
The next day, the whole group went out for a family photo. Surprisingly, a boy also appeared as your son and Hajir.
It turns out that the boy is the son of a loner. To perfect family photo but generation held profile. Your candidacy has become more credible in the eyes of the public. During the photo shoot, all 3 must constantly play the role of a happy
From holding
family.
hands laughing, take care of him like a real family member.
At first, it was quite awkward. But later,
The Hadjis
it was
are so
both
well
north and
coordinated
south.
that even the photographer, I didn't realize it was just a play after taking the picture.
Together, they returned home with a whole new identity.
Ready to enter the election war.
The chief is full of calculation.
Where there's just a little negligence,
It can also make the whole plan to get security. It's worth 10 billion won.
into a cloud of smoke.
After signing a fake family contract, I immediately took the whole group out to eat.
But not enough to enjoy the food. The youngest brother's stomach. It made the whole table turn its head.
Instead of being embarrassed,
He's a hero. The soul claims to be applying the method. Intermittent fasting 16.
So
08.
on time is the belly alarm automatically. The answer makes everyone talk, and you.
By the way, from today, the whole group will stand up.
It will officially become a true family. I'm excited to share.
As a father, as a mother, son, uncle, brother.
Everyone must remember absolutely not to be
During
exposed.
Hajj, just hugging and sighing.
It feels more like a beach than a family.
The rest of you are excited. Even more.
Stand up and clap like you've just finished a big ceremony.
After dinner, the group got in the car and returned to the apartment.
Uncle. Surprise announcement from tomorrow Hajj.
I will officially move in with you. Listen to this, Hajj. Not even time to
The
react.
car stopped in front of the gate. She immediately reappeared. Turns out this is where your sister's working.
Panic.
Stop the car immediately and cancel the contract. Because if you find out you're faking
Another man's wife. I certainly wouldn't be comfortable saying that. You can't do that. It makes you very awkward.
you rush out of the car.
Call your sister to check the situation. Fortunately, your sister just asked. Leave and not be at the company. Hadji breathed a sigh of relief as if he had just escaped from an accident. Not to change your mind.
I immediately took the whole family to the manager's office.
The apartment for the district chief candidate has just entered. I was excited to shake hands.
The manager is like two long-time friends. When I was asked who the people were with me, you are immediately confident.
Shout, this is my happy family. He pointed to the Hajj. She said she was the most beautiful wife in the
Then
apartment.
he introduced his obedient son. Then he turned to his father, who was an artist, and his
But
younger
the world
brother.
is so fluid.
If you don't know in advance, I thought this was a model family. I am amazed. However, when North took the whole family to submit the
By normal,
candidacy dossier, also only registers online.
I've never seen a family. It's like taking a picture at the right time. A woman with strong curly hair.
Tiger stormed into the office to complain about management ethics.
She kept
questioning the manager.
I haven't used my room in a month. Gym, sauna, or breakfast service. You have to pay 20,000 every month. Won't that make sense, chief? The manager patiently explained that this was a premium.
It's a community that all residents have to close. At that moment, she
You're
realized
the one who handled him. The driver messed up the day before and immediately turned. She
to
was
the
curious about what you were doing here. When I heard you were running, the director's eyes lit up as if he had just discovered looks at the whole family from head to toe. And the more you look at it, the weirder it gets.
Because with the title, Heir Eye of the Apartment, she
I've never
affirmed.
seen this family show up before. The air became tense as she kept probing. Asked, but the North still calmly smiled, and the Hadji laughed.
Hard in the face.
For fear that one sentence will break the play. After leaving the office, the group went to the park to rest.
Curious Hadji.
I wonder why you are so determined to be a leader.
I immediately filled it. The feeling is that the chief is just the beginning.
Your ultimate goal is to become president. Hadji apartment heard and just laughed.
Ask if you really want to contribute. Or there's another conspiracy.
I immediately refused to push.
I know, I just want comments.
It's getting better and better, but it's full of space.
Your cunning makes no one believe the evening.
I got a call from the police chief, who is holding Dong Man.
3 more months to earn $10 million.
One and request. The enemy kept his promise to free his brother.
A talent at the same time.
The mysterious driver approached the manager. No one expected this person to actually be installed for tracking.
After the investigation,
quickly, they believe that the person behind it controls everything. Not the head of the department. It's another mysterious force.
It's a sign that your fight has only really begun.
In the meeting room of the apartment management, preparatory meeting for the district chief election
Takes place
The
here.
atmosphere is both serious and sarcastic. District president. Let's start by asking the question that there's only one candidate is not considered to have been elected. What to vote for? Some people immediately nodded in agreement.
Given that residents now AI is also busy
No one
making
cares
a
a
living.
bit about voting.
Sale of the apartment. Others continue.
Asking people to vote is a waste of time, money, and manpower. But the president immediately changed his moral tone.
Assume that even if there
The
is only
candidate
one
has to do the
application,
right process.
because principle is principle. You want a good society.
We have to start with the smallest things, even the election.
Elections in the apartment must also keep the spirit
The
of
words
democracy.
sound very noble. The whole room kept nodding in appreciation. Some people are
Every
still
sentence
enlisting.
the president says is as profound as
The logic
philosophy.
of life sees people applauding a person immediately.
He
He asked if he would be re-elected this time. President or not. In his mouth, he is humble.
I'm not the power-hungry type.
But the smile keeps on wiggling and won't come down. I know in my heart that I am as happy as a party. At the same time, someone discovered zones 4 and 6 are not there. The chairman explained District 6 candidate is just a young MOM. According to him, young mothers are only good at You can't contribute anything, so you're not invited. The whole room just laughed. The 4th place candidate is even more special.
Apply for a long
But
time.
I don't know why. I was not invited to a meeting at home.
I'm busy again.
Prepare for the election campaign in true style, not like AI. The whole fake family start buying uniforms to wear the same. You even plan to send it out. Business cards throughout the apartment. Share your work with each person as if you were going president.
To run. The VIP said how many years he had been a manager.
I've never seen anyone respond.
The only candidate who still prints 1,000 business cards.
You are still awake, butter. It doesn't cost much to prepare. At that time, Hajir appear and bring a message that makes the whole group stand.
There are 2 other candidates in the north.
The first one is my curly-haired grandmother.
The day before in the office, I got into a fight over the gym fee when I heard this.
Turn immediately to the manager, with full eyes.
As if to ask you if anyone wants to do it.
The manager can only laugh.
Because you don't expect it yourself. People are so excited this year. While you have a headache with your opponent, Hajir, have to solve another problem. Afraid my sister would find out she was wife someone else, I decided to play it big by buying airline tickets to France for you.
My sister initially regretted not going, but my sister said this was an opportunity. After learning how to make bread in France, I immediately changed my mind.
With a smile on your face, I wish you a happy life.
But in my heart, I can only pray.
I hope you stay there for a few months, she even muttered.
I hope you get married in France, so you can come back.
I just finished Hajj.
Hold your head because you remember an important question.
2 weeks. If you are out of work, find a reason not to go to work.
What a lie. I had to use 10 more lies to cover it up.
Until election day, the northern family continues to
the
make
apartment
the entire
has a
region.
laughing fan.
They rented a truck.
Seal the North's image from the front to the back. Speaker open at full power. The whole family in uniform.
And dance and sing.
Just handed out flyers as if holding a street festival. The loud music echoing through the neighborhood makes the residents not only not excited, but also close simultaneously.
I don't know if there was an insurance company. Moving around after the whole session, they screamed at her. The only problem is that the whole team is tired.
They didn't get many more votes. Back to the Hajj is exasperated. It's the most time-wasting job you've ever done. Refuse to give up.
She began to analyze the records.
The candidate as a real campaigner. Number 2 is you. Right away for smoking in a no-smoking area. The number bar continues
because
to
there
suffer.
is no outstanding contribution to the residents.
It's your turn to ask a very simple question. What would you do for the apartment if you were the chief? I took a few seconds and honestly replied, let me magnetically.
Naive answer to the point of Hajj.
Just holding my face and
I was
sighing.
bored and scolded him for not preparing anything.
Run for office. At that moment, an argument broke out right down the hall.
One resident. People are angry because the package was not delivered. You have to go down and get it yourself.
The deliveryman was also upset about not allowed to run into the premises. The car is too high to go to the basement.
The 2 sides of the same voice also gave me the right. Mothers worry about the cars. It's dangerous for young children.
Should resolutely ban delivery vehicles into the area. The driver complained.
It costs a lot of money to fix a car to get to the tunnel.
In the midst of chaos,
I accidentally saw an old woman.
He pulled a heavy bag of rice and slipped and fell.
He immediately ran to help her teach, carrying a bag of rice to help her bring home.
The very moment, it made me come up with a really good idea. I look at the scene where air residents are also
Make a big
miserable.
announcement immediately because of the receipt.
I'll deal with this. The next day, you built one.
Reception counter in front of the apartment hall. All products. All of the residents are gathered here. The same fake family will bring their own hands to each apartment. From morning to night.
The whole team runs backwards.
Running down the water bucket, person carrying the bag of rice. People pulling carts, sweating mockingly.
But the residents' voices of thanks are getting louder and louder. That image quickly helped me score a lot.
Meanwhile, Granny Hair, Curly also actively campaigning, but in a very specific way. People constantly praise you enthusiastically. She immediately stood in the middle of
Anyone
the courtyard. Who buys will get it themselves. You can give it your whole life.
I advise people not to believe their promises. It is your job to vote wisely for yourself.
Unfortunately, the more people talk, the more
it makes
quietly
you so
they leave.
angry that you can only
Looking
stand
cold
up.
at the same time. Somewhere else, the glass director
with the mayor, Kim, and a bunch of officials went fishing to talk.
A new urban area project.
We didn't catch any fish, but the leaders did.
Still eating and drinking happily. They are upset that people only eat money.
Without being able to do the director's surprise. A whole handful of raw fish. It's in the mayor's mouth.
I poured all this chili sauce on everyone who was there. Stand picture. He panicked and yelled, "Are you crazy, director?"
The separation immediately broke out.
To scold the officials. That work is not spiritual. It's easy to forget, but eating is faster than anyone else. The mayor tried to remain calm.
They say work big. You have to sacrifice small things for the good.
Listen to the 2 words, director.
More crazy. Threw a bottle of chili sauce at him, and then near his voice. What's the big deal?
You can only talk about the future.
And I'm living in the present.
They say that they are not good at eating. Not angry with him yet.
The minister with the mayor.
Go down to the river to think clearly.
He struggled under his mouth for help.
And he's on a boat. It's like watching a circus. Back to the apartment. See you on your delivery. Trouble and a beatitude.
Closed person
cursing and hitting the deliveryman.
They waited too long for the elevator. My 2 brothers.
I had to grind teeth to plunge into processing, but he stopped me for fear of influencing the election.
But the wind didn't stop there. The next day, a series of residents reflect broken
Kim Kai
goods.
broke a box of stolen apples. Smashed
The whole
potatoes.
team immediately investigated. I think it all has to do with the house.
The number one candidate.
You quickly understand. Your opponent is using bad words. The juniors immediately proposed taking poison. Harry thought of an even more evil trick.
I don't believe competitors fake college degrees. Listen to the plan. The whole group laughed, sinister, and split up virtual accounts comment.
Across the resident forum, just one night LAN rumors throughout the apartment.
Curly
Made her
hair
grandmother
crying.
ran to the bar manager's office. I really graduated from college.
The manager just held his head and sighed.
I've never seen an election.
It was as tense as the presidential election that night. Harry accidentally saw him. Tattooed continued to hit an old guard. You try to jump in and get caught. I pull back because I don't want any election. But after taking Harry home, he quietly returned. You stepped to block.
The bear then asked him to apologize. Old man. The name is not sorry.
He even came with a shovel to stab me in the head. Waiting for that, to dodge the blow and throw one.
Kicked him so hard in the face that he fell back to the ground. It's as good as an action movie. Harry stood from a distance, watching with his eyes shining.
In my mind, this contract husband is really cool when he fights.
Unfortunately, the scene was returned by 2 students.
Cut into video. District Chief Candidate assaulted residents.
The next day, when the North continued to deliver,
residents began to howl. Many people refused to accept your help.
Just as the group was in despair, the election results
suddenly announced.
The winner is the North. The whole group thought they heard wrong. And then the head of security posted the video. Full proof.
I only went out to save the old guard from the thugs. He repeatedly assaulted staff in the area. They immediately reversed the words. Turned into a series of commendable comments.
That night,
I sat in front of the computer and read every compliment. I can't close my grinning mouth. Rewind and rewind my scene. Threw a kick that knocked out the bear and gave himself a nod of praise. I can't believe I was so handsome in the picture.
The whole room was filled with laughter.
Closing a full campaign trail.
The wind, but also flooded, overflowing with bad situations, crying and 3 years ago, when the North director was in charge
of a large company, a man went to the casino.
Your silver with a group of people. Here he had a fight
with a group of Japanese who've had a long-standing feud.
Japanese name. He deliberately sent someone to execute you today.
But he had no fear. 2 groups of people face each other in the middle
Silver
of the casino.
Eyes full of hostility and finally rushed into each other. He was quickly knocked down by the Japanese KIA.
As he prepared a stroke of the sword, then the North Chief appeared. He threw the button and the Japanese man's sword flew out. Immediately, he plunged into the group of KI.
You throw a punch right in the face of your opponent and make him
strong
wobble.
V island to the table.
Kicking punches, screams, and VA tables and chairs
echoed
banging
throughout the casino. Soon enough, the Japanese were beaten, and they withdrew in anger.
Military. The guest asked.
Why did you help me? I just answered. Because you're my guest. You can't ignore it. That's why the two became brothers.
He promised he'll help you out later. Since then, he has been a VIP.
Back to the present. Fake families are working together under the apartment. They're picking it up and starting to deliver it to every apartment. I also thank Haji for helping me. I found out you went to see 2 kids.
Back to the video.
His fight to warn her demands.
They delete VI because what they're doing is VI. Break the law. They could be fined and go to jail. When I heard you say that, they were scared.
She went to the guard room the day before and gave him one.
USB, give me protection. I hope you publish the truth to restore your reputation for Hajj now.
I didn't mean to say I did that.
Just to tell the truth. Just tell yourself you don't want to.
Everything is not
Started with 7 failures. After that, the 2 of you laughed and continued to work.
Here at the manager's house.
1-2 IVIK. News about the new urban area project has been approved.
It makes him not feel sorry. They finally got the job done. Letter now. It is reported that North has become the head of the...
People will become heroes where they live.
He's upset.
Call the district president. From now on, let's put the truck in common. Stay and clear the pickup service at the gate. At the request of the director, the president can only agree with this side.
After creating a battlefield in the kitchen, you've finally got a nice table of food.
They have fun eating right now. I got a call from the president.
We don't need to pick it up from now on. Delivery to the door. Because the households complained that it cost America. Where should the car be?
From now on, you will be able to go directly to your apartment. I was a little surprised, but I couldn't do anything else. I also inform people about this. Even if the plan is to take shelter.
People by delivery is forced to stop.
The whole family is still motivated.
At least their efforts. This time has not been in vain.
Pictures of you in need. Each package left an impression.
Very good in the hearts of many residents.
And help his reputation spread throughout the apartment. The next day to be able to increase the identification.
We walked around the apartment building together, but the Hatch saw that it didn't work at all.
She took advantage of the North's available popularity.
2 people go to the cafe in the apartment,
where mothers always gather.
And also a place that can help their reputation in further.
At the coffee shop,
mothers are congratulating the short-haired because you've been elected district chief. They said they'll support you as president. Relentless praise. It makes you happy and a little nervous. Because last night, when your husband found out you were elected, he was very angry.
He asked her to resign immediately and just wanted her to stay home. Don't go out and do useless things.
The North also appeared here.
His appearance attracted the attention of mothers.
They quickly realize you're a foot-kicking hero.
I almost complimented your handsome looks. I also came forward to say hello.
Actively express yourself at this hatch.
When I get the water, I am not afraid to call my wife.
Make people red-eyed in front of everyone. You two are like a real couple. Mothers start asking about them, asking aunts and Hadges.
Married. How long has it been? But your answer is the best.
It makes the atmosphere a little awkward.
Fortunately, they quickly explained that the Hajj wrong with the marriage registration
So
date.
people have no more doubts.
After leaving the cafe, both immediately connected. This includes basic information such as when we met, where to love each other, and the memories to remember.
To avoid further exposure. Then I asked for Hadji.
Go pick up your son.
To show the image, a caring mother. I went home to prepare for the first meeting.
Apartment for rent.
Artie picked up the boy and played the swing with him.
In front of strangers.
The boy constantly praised his mother for being good and
Makes you a
beautiful.
little shy.
But I feel so warm in here.
Showed up at the meeting in a very elegant suit. This is when the meeting starts. Sign off with a welcome to the new district heads.
Then there's the issue of electing a new president. He said no one can do better than the president.
I want to talk now. You continue to take charge. He asked if anyone wanted to run. The North raised its hand without hesitation.
His decisive action made the entire room immediately. All the eyes are on you.
Even the current president is open.
I can't believe someone would dare to come out.
Challenge your position. The already quiet atmosphere suddenly became tense.
Many district chiefs began to whisper.
The secretary's name is revealed.
Clearly annoyed.
The plan to bring the president.
His re-election was unexpected.
There's
a completely unexpected variable.
In the president's room, his faction is fighting. See who will be president. It made him very nervous. The North and its allies began to plan their next move. That you should make attractive promises. You say just be handsome.
Famous is enough. I finally made a very bold decision.
If you're going to be corrupt as president,
I'll give my house to the people. Your actions make Hajj. It's very confusing.
You don't have to go that far just to run. The president of the house, meanwhile.
Application
He also caught the eye of the president and looked.
Eyes.
He knows enough that it will not be easy.
Leave this opponent alone.
The next morning, I went to the assembly line. Garbage to help people clean up. Your hard work has made a lot of. The residents are more and more sympathetic. At the same time, the curly-haired grandmother also brought trash down to the counter. She tried to help her carry the garbage back, but
it's
she was
ironic
cold.
that AI also has hands and feet.
AI can't do that.
I'm just trying.
It's a trick to win people's hearts before the election. Even if you say it badly, you silently smile and go back to work. In a different way representing. The environmental sanitation company went to the chairman. The company signed a cleaning contract for the apartment. At first, the president seemed indifferent. As soon as I saw the bag, gifts are placed on the table. His eyes immediately changed. Open the bag. Inside is a thick pile of cash. He quickly put all the money in the box.
He smiled and said it was simple. As long as the company continues to cooperate,
then everything will be resolved. Waiting for the president to sign the papers. Employee's name accidentally saw the file.
North's candidate on the table he keeps. When you realize that this person is the great
gang he's
CEO.
heard of.
Finding out is no different than
Number
winning.
for the president.
Because you finally found your weakness to defeat the opponent.
After a tiring day at work, just got home, I got a call saying there was an emergency meeting.
For district leaders at the same time.
Bar in the apartment.
Also announced.
The meeting will be broadcast live to the entire residence. People follow together.
Soon all the chiefs were present.
And people are sitting in front of the monitor. Start the secretary meeting.
They say there is information.
It is very important to announce it soon.
The chairman stepped up in a sarcastic tone. He said that one of the officers had told man work experience.
And that person is the head of the 4th District of North.
It didn't stop there. He asked loudly.
Have you ever been a gangster?
That question caused the entire room to flutter 10 times.
Eyes are falling.
Move to the north and the residents.
People watching through the screen are also extremely hot. Your fake family. Your face is pale for fear of. The secretary immediately asked everyone to please stand up and explain.
But just in time, I was suddenly someone pulled the plug. Direct TV connection.
The sounds and images instantly disappeared. I have no chance to say any more words. The meeting ended in surprise.
Everyone's heart.
The chairman smiled triumphantly. Back to the office. The chairman's wing was very excited.
They laughed and talked.
Sure, after the shot, you will have to automatically withdraw from the election.
When I returned home, I was hacked.
She was angry and constantly questioned. Why didn't you betray me?
I didn't deny it in front of everyone.
Even though you used to be a
gangster.
gangster.
There is no law prohibiting candidacy.
Chairman of the apartment.
Her fist of feds made the whole family.
The next morning, North got into the elevator. The atmosphere became extremely unbearable. The People just saw you and walked out quietly. Some even accept to walk the bridge.
Rather than standing with a great sea gypsy lake.
In just one night, the previous friendly look turned into a...
Be careful and avoid the news.
LAN stations transmit at breakneck speed throughout Make the image that I have been working so hard to almost completely collapse. At the coffee shop.
Mothers in the common zone. People are still talking about your business.
Some people claim that you are a gangster.
They don't deserve to be president.
Some people think good things. You've done it so far. It's all theater to win people's hearts. At that time, Hajir.
I walked into the bar and overheard the whole story.
You can only sigh and complain.
It's a really scary thing after that.
She politely asked permission to sit at the mother's table.
At first, everyone thought you were the victim.
The trick should be constantly
They
comforted.
even scold you for being a fraud.
Gypsy, in the guise of a good man,
Unexpected Hatch.
stand up to protect the North. She claims you are a wonderful husband. Just hard.
He loves his family and is handsome. So I hope people don't keep saying bad things. My husband too. Those words made the whole CEF shut up.
For a moment, the mothers looked back.
Hatch with pitiful eyes. Suppose you have been. They are so enchanted that they can no longer distinguish between
Someone
right
shook
and
his
wrong.
head
and said you were miserable.
The other person sighed and said it was a horse. Walk out of the hadji.
Suddenly, I stopped and wondered why I
Dare
was
to
there.
stand up for the North. Even though both are fake. Everything is just a play. But when you hear people say bad things about
You can't ignore it. The North still comes to the area,
collecting scrap to help people as usual. But different from the days before, the workers are quietly avoiding you.
Someone who saw you coming was looking for an excuse to go away.
The rest of us just kept our heads down and didn't dare to talk. The cold air makes the North extremely depressed.
I sat down in the chair, nearby quietly watching people work.
At the same time, her hair curly approached and suddenly said a sentence full of implication.
Make others cry. Sooner or later, you will have to cry. The incomprehensible question made the North immediately
I thought she was
implying that she'd been slandered.
Don't you ask if you are the one who did it?
Believe you faked your degree, or not, because your excellent degree is completely real. I can't help but question you.
On the contrary, she used to smear herself when delivering
Listen to that
goods.
hairdresser.
Curly just laughing
They
pale.
say if you want to beat them,
The current president doesn't just look at the rumors.
he has a whole one.
The faction that stood behind them and was quietly.
It's taken a lot of people's money over the years
When I finished, she pulled
to
me.
join a protest against the committee's project.
Management. After it's over, the whole group comes together to eat.
I still don't understand.
Why do I have to sit here with strangers? I didn't expect the conversation itself. It helped me find out.
It's an extremely important secret.
While eating and
One
drinking,
in the surprise group.
ask if the protest, is there any result like this? Another person.
Laughing, he replied that definitely not. Why do we still have to protest?
The guy just picked it
Food,
up.
just kidding. At least everyone has an excuse to get together.
Practice eating together.
The whole table laughed at the same time. An older woman spoke up and said, there's only one way to
The
make
new
it.
urban project was stopped.
That's where the exam
You have
was.
to dig up antiques.
She said that years before the construction of the railroad,
Workers once discovered a precious artifact. Underground price, so the whole project was forced to stop.
listen to these two eyes. It lit up as if I had just picked up gold. I hurriedly stood up.
Go home and immediately call two of your friends.
Order them to go to Japan at night.
The two of you were very well received in Japan and brought to a large mansion.
Here they met the guest again. VIPs I met 2 years ago.
My boss, I.
2 kids quickly connected the phone, so you can talk to him directly.
Let me tell you that I have something very important this time. If not helped, I am afraid it's hard to keep Jirai alive. He laughed and said, just open your mouth.
Anything you can do will satisfy you. No round view. He said he wanted to borrow an old one.
Things of Korea.
Listen to Ra.
Right hand hold the vase.
She puts her desk in front of the camera. I just looked over and immediately shook my head. Claim it's just counterfeit.
The answer makes.
Ra laughed and praised him as a brother who understands antiques.
He stood up and went inside.
A few minutes later, I came back.
With another vase carefully wrapped in a wooden box. 2 hands also wear white gloves to avoid damage to artifacts. Just look at the way you're holding it. It's enough to understand how valuable it is.
After confirming that this is the real thing you need is out. Give it to your 2 boys and take them home.
The next morning, brunette curly hair as usual to the sorting zone.
Trash, but I can't see you.
Just walked out the gate. She was very surprised. When you appear with a lot of people.
I'm not alone like I was before this time. 10 people came to the protest
to oppose the new urban area project. The atmosphere of the group is extremely
Everyone
exciting.
carries the banner.
Flags and constantly chanting protest slogans. The atmosphere quickly became boisterous.
When everyone's together to the open ground,
where the project is being prepared. After a shout, the group stopped to rest.
Eating and chatting. When people don't notice, North quietly walked to an empty corner of land.
And walked back and forth as if observing something.
All of a sudden, he pretended to stumble and shouted out,
I think I just kicked a hard object under my feet. Curly-haired grandmother, also curly, approached with a handle.
The soil above. He touched the mouth of an old vase.
The deeper you dig, the more the vase
The shape made
itself.
everyone amazed. The crowd immediately cheered.
I thought
they had just discovered an ancient dish.
Extremely precious granny brunette hair. Curly excited to the point of constantly asking. Right for television stations and authorities.
Because you understand, as long as this place is really
the whole
old,
area will be preserved archaeologically.
the value of the common area.
The surrounding area will skyrocket.
No one knows that.
It's all part of the plan.
I have prepared before. The night before, after 2 juniors successfully brought the things from Japan to Korea,
I secretly went with them to the open ground in the middle of the night. The team dug a lot of holes in different positions and be careful.
Buried the vase down to create a scene. It's as if the artifact has been underground for a long time.
This is the last card.
I decided to bet to turn the whole thing around.
Your plan is working quickly. When only a few hours later,
ancient detection
the
information
object appeared. It's all over the newspapers and television news. An archaeological expert reporter and people from all over the world are coming to the scene. The whole thing immediately changed direction.
People who were once considered gangsters can now see you praised as a hero.
Because you're the one who discovered the artifact.
The value of the apartment has increased many times. Thousands of people flock looking to buy a house in this area because I believe it's about to become a hotspot for development, as opposed to the joy of urban project residents.
The president and the director were. They were forced to stop indefinitely to serve the archaeological work. When I received the president's message,
he was so angry that his eyes were red. His face was full
he
of color.
frantically tossed everything in the room. They even smashed the picture.
The one I just finished. How much effort and money is invested in the project?
It's suddenly gone up in smoke just because of an old vase appeared at the right time. Meanwhile, the president of the apartment
panic because I know my chair is shaking. Shaking furiously, holds hands, feet, continues. It is said that since the discovery of the artifact, you've become a hero in the eyes of the locals.
People are only talking about labor now. Yours is almost forgotten. Last that you used to be a gangster. The words,
"It's like a knife in the president's lap."
He's mad.
He yelled and threw the entire staff out of the room.
When he was alone, his feet trembled with fear.
Because he understood that 7 defeats were very
At the
close.
same time, in my apartment, the whole fake family,
crank pants,
in front of the screen, TIVR followed the
CA
news
praise
constantly.
UA
Also blue. Smile satisfied.
Because the plan is finally on track.
The morning after the election, the president of the apartment officially
Early
took
on,
place.
thousands of people were there to vote. Stress covering
across the region as people anxiously await the results.
At exactly PM, organizers are starting to announce the winners.
In the apartment, the whole family North held their breath. Then it all broke.
The name North was honored as president.
New apartment sound echoed throughout the residence. Congratulations to the hero who helped the apartment changed its life. Haji was so moved that he laughed in tears.
At first, I thought this marriage was fake. Now you're really happy to see the North achieve success after many efforts. But that joy quickly contrasts with the you.
In the former president's office.
When he came back, the director was waiting. No longer as polite as before, he was cold.
The problem is that SA received the money, but in the end,
front
still
of a guy
7
like
failures.
The anger explodes.
He's holding the president's sign and hit him in the head repeatedly.
Blood splashed across the room. He dyed his clothes and face red on the outside. The manager just stood there dead.
Hear a cry for help filled with pain.
Out, but dare not step in. After venting all my anger,
the director calmly wiped the blood and walked out.
It's like nothing happened.
Coincidentally, right in front of the door he met even on the enemy.
There are still traces of blood that can't be wiped off. I just looked and smiled and shook hands. Welcome from the director. Both were polite, but the atmosphere, it's very stressful.
Just by the eyes and the signs. There was blood on the man's jacket. I have a feeling that this is not just an entrepreneur normal behind a calm appearance.
He's an extremely dangerous man, even more terrifying than the president.
The building has just been defeated. Maybe this meeting
signals an even more intense confrontation.
So much more is waiting ahead. Go home after winning the title. Chairman of North Apartment, your group of friends immediately. It's a very big celebration party.
Everyone is very excited because in the end, the plan worked out.
In the midst of the Hajj, let's all stand up and say a few words.
She shared that
there were a lot of people
on television for taking advantage of his position
residing
as president.
To block fund structure, work with familiar contractors, and then abandon projects.
It caused residents a lot of damage. So I hope
he will fulfill his role well and never appear on television for the same reasons as those cases. After the Hajj, Jerry came up to invite everyone to drink. But only the boy raised his glass in response. There are people sitting below.
They all died in a few seconds. Because your words are no different. Hit their black heart.
The biggest goal is to get the whole team to take you.
To be president is to make money from people. See no one respond to Hajj. Keep laughing, say.
I was trying to get a fake marriage.
He finally achieved his dream of becoming president. Work hard from now on. Everyone is reborn now.
He raised his toast with a grin.
The party then went on very happily. You also feel
today's meal is better after many hard days.
Running around for the election. Only the North still silently remembered the time he met the director.
The previous glass of blood remains on his hands and face. Keep me thinking. After all, what happened to him?
In the North right now,
the most important thing is to make 10 billion fast. One to be able to take you dong.
Man out safe.
The next morning, the director.
He came to the company in a hurry.
As soon as he walked in, he ran straight to the office.
Play a new song and start singing.
Bad for a cold face with no emotion. The secretary, just stand by.
Inability to listen to incomprehensible sounds. It came from his bizarre director. At that moment, the other 3 directors came running in.
I saw the director singing.
They are more afraid in their hearts. Suddenly, he turned to the director.
That before the start of the work there is.
Archaeological or not, and then the voice.
You're driving me crazy.
He turned back to the director.
Choi asked during the suspension.
How much interest will the bank have to pay?
Director. Choi shakily replied that it would be a huge sum of money. The more I listen to the glass, the more I get angry. Order all 3 of you to put your head down on the table. Director.
I was so scared that I shivered 7, but still only tie and slowly bow. The glass holding the microphone kept pounding against the table, made a noise that tied up their ears and made all
After
three
he
finished venting his anger. He returned.
Microphone holder.
Continue the passion.
I sing like nothing has happened. At this time, the page director spoke up.
If you can't prove that the artifact you just
Then
discovered
the new
is fake,
urban project will have no way to continue.
listen to this director.
He seemed to have immediately come up with a new plan. On the Ki Hadi side, I also confessed to my best friend. I have a contract to be your fake wife.
Listen up, girl.
He was so shocked that he opened his mouth and immediately
scolded Hajj.
just for lack of money, to do something so crazy.
I don't want to be a lawyer anymore.
Hajj,
Calmly explained that after the contract ended,
you will use the money to go back to school and continue to pursue your dreams. But my friend kept wondering why.
ready to spend a lot of money.
Just to hire a fake wife to win office.
Chairman of the apartment. She also said that an acquaintance of hers, after he became president, he kept stealing money, buy a new house and buy a new car.
Here you say, Hajj.
Immediately loudly
The
confirmed.
North
is not that kind of person.
Her strong reaction also startled her. That night, Hajj always remember the image. North alone beat down the tattooed guy in the guard room.
These thoughts make you. I can't sleep forever. The next morning, the Hajj returned to the North house as usual.
I see you sitting quietly.
Tea without having breakfast with all the Hajjes.
Immediately step
Take
forward.
the cup of tea in your hand and ask.
You sit down to eat your rice. Seaweed soup prepared, 8 chopsticks and put them in front of you to make the whole
Surprised
house round. Eyes. You can only follow.
Scoop a tablespoon and praise the delicious taste. The fat guy in the kitchen saw me. I finally eat what I cook.
I was moved to tears immediately.
Give me 8 full rice.
Even the Hajj couldn't help but wonder the next day. At the management office of Row 10 apartment. Congratulations, flower
They are
pot.
constantly being sent to welcome the new president.
Maybe
People
residential.
have been waiting for this change for a long time.
The management staff.
They were all very happy and excited.
Hope for a new start for the building. But the chief alone.
The room doesn't think so. You haven't forgotten the
The
storm
director's terrible rage.
that I saw with my own
The
eyes.
night before he vented his anger on his former president.
Sound. Warn everyone that the time is coming.
I'm afraid there will be no more peace. The whole team is also preparing to take.
I went to the office, but Hajj, I thought I didn't have to go with you because she'll cheer you on in a more special way. At that time, Uncle, out of the room in a sweet, elegant and luxury vest, make Hajj unconsciously standing. The eyes can't leave you. 5 men in the same household.
North to the office and Hajj standing from the top suddenly.
Shout congratulations to her
It
husband.
makes everyone around you look up. So this is the kind of cheering you're talking about.
Because of the amount of the contract, this little girl is willing to put aside her shyness.
The North family to the manager's office, the head of the room on the outside.
Welcome to the new president, but in your eyes, it's full of discomfort and caution.
Maybe this person will become an obstacle. The first fear.
It's also a challenge.
The biggest thing you have to overcome if you want to get closer to the goal of earning 10 billion won. The head of the room now. Take me inside the office to officially handing over the work of the president of the apartment. With a warm appearance, but in a calculated heart.
He gave it in turn.
North of all the documents that have been compiled before.
Including book management records,
The management's bank account.
and especially the seal, the most important power for a president.
Holding the seal in your hand.
It's almost impossible to hide the excitement in your eyes right now. It's like a key that opens the door.
That's $10 billion.
One that I've always wanted. The 3 men in the back were equally happy. The 4 looked at each other and hugged. We met each other in unspeakable happiness. That their reaction was somewhat extreme. The chief of staff did not
Surprised. I asked you what the problem was. I immediately calmed down, with a smile, and then said there was nothing wrong. The head of the department had no doubt.
I just wanted to let you know that I have to join today.
Meeting with all the contractors of the apartment.
I hope you are prepared to attend as the new president.
He turned around and left the office. I just saw the door close.
The 4 of them, I couldn't help but laugh out loud.
Pleasure. They quickly gathered to discuss their next plan. Because the amount of money needed was a huge sum.
I decided
North
to
Korea.
go to the bank the next morning and withdraw
You
everything.
assigned the job very clearly.
A person prepares a large bag for money.
One person comes home to tidy up all the furniture.
The rest of you have a chance to get your seal.
the manager. But
I
they
realized the seal was thrown away.
rolled on the table the manager's name. So it's too easy to get it. After withdrawing the money, the group will immediately disappear from this place before any time to discover. Just thinking about the prospect. All 4 of them laughed because they thought.
My plan was almost 99% successful. At that moment, the office door suddenly opened.
The whole group was in a hurry to change. It turned out that she came. Just to celebrate.
I have officially become the new president of the house.
Brunette curly hair.
He also brought a very big gift. It also makes her curious.
After opening.
Everyone knows it's a plate.
Giant nameplate. It's the residents in the apartment.
Donate money to the owner.
It's a greeting and a sign of hope.
After giving, the curly-haired grandmother is very excited. Continues dancing in the office.
All 4 of you can only take pictures.
I don't know how to
Or
laugh.
should
Cry at her excessive enthusiasm. But somewhere else, the president The oldest secret.
Meeting with people close to you to find a way to port it out of the chair as soon as possible. More than anyone, they understand that if you continue to sit in position,
It's a series of secrets.
the darkness of the past will soon be revealed. For years, they've used their power to exploit the
Apartment cashier.
and do a lot of wrong behavior.
If everyone is
The
investigated,
whole team will surely pay a heavy price.
go back to your grandmother's office. Curly Hair suddenly made a very serious offer.
She wanted to be a letter
I want your lawyer to help you deal with any problems.
related to households in the apartment complex.
From your point of view, a lot of politicians.
I lost my career just because
Problems
of them.
come from family. So she believes that you just need to manage those things well.
It will avoid a lot of trouble. This unexpected request surprised everyone. The funny thing is, she wasn't even waiting for me to say yes.
He will officially take over the post from today.
The president's signature.
At that moment, the manager came back to invite me to attend meetings with contractors.
Not having time to react, the
Curly,
hairdresser
fast feet. Go
said.
ahead as if you were the one to decide.
I stood there for a few seconds before I calmed down. I told myself that all these things.
This weirdo just needs to endure more today. Tomorrow, after getting the money, then everything will end up thinking that.
He quickly picked up the shirt that his grandmother had
Then
forgotten.
run follow behind. They were finally in front of the conference room.
Your curly-haired grandmother is still very serious.
First as an assistant.
Professional that even the head of the
I'm
department.
just shy, Theo. When you step inside,
More contractors than imagined.
the North cannot escape. However, he quickly calmed down.
A friendly smile and bowed to everyone. He introduced himself as the new president of the
Stay
general
and
district.
hope everyone will help in the future. A contractor immediately came forward to give it to you.
List of members of the association
At
of
the same
traders
time, say
just
that. Introduce yourself as the president of the
Most
apartment.
services
will be provided free as a privilege reserved for this position.
I was surprised to ask, why does something like that
The
happen
KI just smiled and replied that it was a small
for the
discount.
president?
However, her hair.
Immediately grabbed the notebook and solemnly declared that the president.
They will not accept any form of payment. After that, she called herself a letter.
Signature of the president and
North
on behalf
speaks in
of.
front of all the contractors. Please bring all the gifts and benefits back. Because the new president will be transparent. It is fair and does not receive any personal
All the
benefits.
contractors were in a hurry. The gifts have been prepared.
He bowed to the new president with respect. The North is not out of surprises.
In the new urban construction area, the director's name.
He is also working on his own plan. Carry a large gift bag filled with cash to see the antiquarian appraiser. I want this person to declare
That
all the artifacts.
all of the items found at the site were fake.
But contrary to expectations, the expert calmly replied that these artifacts were.
It can't be in the same place.
The answer initially made the director. I was very happy because I thought the enemy understood me. He laughed and said he was just suggesting a sentence that you've understood in 10 parts.
Just do what you just exchanged.
But the archaeologist, he immediately explained that he did not say. It's based on scientific evidence.
According to his analysis, the soil on the
It's a
necks,
completely different
the
thing.
age of each object is not the same.
It's all in one place. It's almost impossible.
Unless someone was intentional. Bring them in and bury them to create a fake scene. It was that conclusion that made the director's
He
face.
immediately changed even though he tried
He's still
to laugh.
cold.
That if we knew who was behind this, then that person will surely have no way to live.
At the same time, at the police station, the captain suddenly received a phone call.
The person calling no other AI is the glass director. He immediately asked if the secretary had called him.
On the stage of a preschool, the boy was half-hearted. Harry's just performed.
The cry made everyone surprise the teacher. I was so nervous, I called Harry right away.
The thing is, Harry's used to it.
As a stuntman, so when I heard the teacher ask, "Is it your mother?"
Boom or not, you thought the call was wrong. A few seconds later, Harry, I was startled to remember
During this time, I was the boy's mother.
Meanwhile, in the president's office,
The North is still a headache.
mountain of work, curly-haired grandmother constantly
Take
pressed.
care of little by little.
They even gave supplements. He made me drink because I was too busy at the time. Harry barged in.
There was a big story that startled everyone.
She immediately reminded me that there were many around her, eyes and hands, so Harry had to pay attention.
Familiar northern words.
Harry immediately switched to
The
calling
North
me.
is also very natural to create a juggling that's both funny and lovely. I know today, boom. I went to the games, but neither my parents were there.
North remembers the morning.
He wanted to say something to me, but then again,
It's that moment that made me feel bad.
instead of continuing to work, I decided to go to preschool with Harry.
Original brunette curly
hair,
objected.
because he thinks the president has to put the big stuff first.
But I quickly realized this was a great opportunity.
to build the image of an exemplary father in your
The
eyes.
residents have since strengthened their position as neighborhood presidents. When the hall door opened, North and Harry appear in double suits.
It gets the whole school's attention.
Boom jumped off the stage.
Running towards the two of you with a big smile.
After a long period of sadness, just one.
That moment alone was enough to make all the efforts
And
of the
Harry
North.
became meaningful. The sports after that were very exciting. The black shows agility,
skillful in motor games.
lots of mothers present.
I couldn't hide my admiration for Harry. It's not inferior
When
either.
consistently winning the competitions for female parents. The highlight is the family
All
competition.
three teams are extremely well coordinated and always
is a
led the
shame
race.
to be close to
Harry
the finish
accidentally tripped over the North.
To make a moment, the sudden romance made the secretary also blush. They looked at each other awkwardly while the boom in the middle can only speak, call for help, turning a moving scene into a humorous situation, even to lose the championship.
3 people still don't give up, and together we finish second in the ancient language.
Everyone's dance is over.
Emotions continue to rise.
Boom enters the reward area.
Instead of expensive gifts like beef or toys,
The boy was quiet again, holding a lot. The hair surprised Harry and me. The reason for the boom.
it makes everyone more excited.
And when you said it on TV,
The mothers all had hair rolls and Harry's mother didn't. I want to bring that gift to my mother.
naive thinking, but containing knowledge.
How sincere feelings.
I have made every parent praise me.
Boom is a very filial boy.
Harry didn't expect his son to pretend. That's a lot of love for me.
After the games, Harry happily brought the bag home. I tried curling my hair and asked if I was beautiful. I just smiled slightly and made the atmosphere very warm.
But that joy was quickly extinguished when I got a message from my fat brother. Everything is ready to go. The house is also cleaned.
To be ready to leave after completing the plan. Today, I also give Harry.
You know you don't have to go to work tomorrow. I will pay the full amount as promised.
The sudden decision silenced Harry. You try to find a reason to fix it. I even want to go to
I
my
took
room.
the bag, but I stopped it. Promised to deliver it later and put the taxi money in your hand.
Can't say another word.
Hattie just stood there watching you close the door.
The feeling of being lost.
Make you carry them.
I went to a beer bar to talk to my best friend Harry. Laughing, I can't understand why after just one night.
The North changed its attitude so coldly. Even though my best
But this
friend
was
reminded
originally
me
a fake family contract.
Harry could not accept it.
By the last time.
It made you really flutter. Meanwhile, at your house, the air is not happy. You are silent.
Look at the family photo and look.
The house was empty after all the furniture had been packed.
The 2 of you went back to your brother.
Wearing glasses successfully obtained the chief's seal. Finalized the last link in the plan to leave.
When asked about Harry,
I simply replied coldly that I had handled it well.
Don't worry anymore.
That answer makes you fat. I was surprised that I couldn't even say hello to my sister-in-law. I suddenly walked into my father's room. Just for the old man was afraid of coming back in a hurry.
Get down on your knees.
I thought I had made a serious mistake.
He kept asking for my life, so I could only laugh. Slowly tell him to sit down calmly. After living under the same roof,
the North no longer sees you as a stranger. I sincerely said I will cancel the entire
gambling
debt
that you're taking at the same time. I'll make a deposit the next morning.
to start a new life.
The old man was shocked and immediately refused. Because you can only eat thanks. It's been enough in my house for a long time. I advise you to be honest from now on.
At the same time, warning, if you hear the news, if you're involved in gambling, it'll take your wrist. After you left, he quietly
Take a picture of the one that helped me run. Residential chair rolling tears.
long as the last.
You also feel the feeling.
Have a real family. The next morning, the group gathered to prepare to leave their father. Boom announcement.
They found a safe island to escape.
The old man got out of the car in front of me. Walk into the bank with a big bag in your hand. Bring the seal and the safe deposit book. Apartment maintenance to withdraw the full amount of more than the one you believe is in the account. You even took advantage. I am the president of the district residential and
You
explained.
need money to replace the entire elevator. But after checking on the banker,
Just gave me 2 bills.
and a few pennies for a total of 2,531.
You stand dead.
I thought I heard wrong.
Go to another bank. The results are no better when,
It's just over 7,000. One way more than 4,001. It's only a few thousand one elsewhere.
after running around the banks, the amount he collected was even less than 30,001. How much hope suddenly? Into a cloud of smoke. In desperation, I threw it.
The same bag.
All the money on the ground, screaming in pain. You can't trust a long-term maintenance fund. 17 billion worth 857,421 evaporated while risking his own life.
He won the position of president.
Just to get the money back. Realize that things are not
The
simple.
group immediately took the old man to the roof for questioning. I was angry about the $7. The old man confirmed. The other day, you heard the account.
More than 17 billion won, according to his speculation.
Only 3 people can afford the sea. And a huge amount of money.
Including the former head of the accounting and management departments.
I immediately realized I was going in the wrong direction. He tried to tie the old man up, but he kept begging.
I'm a maintenance fund expert.
And without you, we can't track
Trace of the stolen money.
After a discussion,
The team decided to continue investigating
suspect and required to remain.
the president's identity to conveniently collect 10 pieces of evidence. The fake family drama has to go on in the meantime.
Harry is still studying law to prepare for the exam. I sometimes remember being fired for no reason.
You blame yourself.
Because I wasn't calm enough to make the case.
Article 23 of the Standard
Work to
Law.
protect
your rights.
You tell yourself to study
It's
hard.
better
not to be bullied by AI at that time.
I saw the hair. Boom on Harry's head.
I'm going down because I remember. But then smile again. Because the gift was the boy's sincere affection. Suddenly, Harry got your message.
The newspaper has brought the bag and is standing at the gate. You rush down. Don't forget the irony that the president, I'm now a delivery driver or something. He bowed very politely, which made Harry feel even more strange.
After some jokes, Harry
Immediately used the knowledge of the law just learned to
I have
question.
no good reason this time.
I don't dodge. Avoid being honest.
Admit that I was thinking immaturely. I'm so sorry.
For hurting her, he invited Harry.
Return to work for 2 weeks as originally contracted.
At first, Harry was still angry.
I know you need a sincere apology. Not money when you.
I apologize again in all seriousness. Harry was finally soft.
She agreed to go back to work for 2 more weeks. This party director's secretary cups 10 whole security cameras. Security in the new urban area. Discovered a car.
Abnormal appearance in many locations.
After identifying the owner of the car, that's the identified.
And immediately assumed the North had things to increase house prices.
From which he won the presidency of the neighborhood. Meanwhile, the North remained calm.
To the manager's office as usual and skillfully.
Asked the manager about the process of using the maintenance
Through
fund.
the conversation.
You know that when disbursement must have enough of the president's
head
seal.
of department and chief accountant who is on vacation and will be back soon. On this side, Dad, again by the whole
He was
group.
blamed for stealing the pigs.
Boom to go gambling. Boom's father demanded a fight. At that time, she had curly hair. Overheard the conversation but misunderstood it. The family is only raising the father who's
Gambling,
addicted.
so no doubt more.
The next day at school, Boom was given candy by a girl and confessed his love. But the boy innocently refused because he only liked Harry's mother. Harry came to pick up the embarrassed Boom.
Tell them where there is no one.
Call me sister because I'm not used to the role of mother.
I can't believe my curly-haired grandmother heard this. Then,
Harry met his sister in front of the apartment. Just in time for Boom to call her She was shocked and Harry.
I didn't know how to explain it at the time.
The apartment elevator continues to fail and the director has been completely
You
identified.
are the one behind it all, until the end.
Harry suddenly told me, you can't continue working from tomorrow. You try.
Kept her in, but Harry assumed that the fake family contract.
It didn't matter when you became president.
Just in time for you to mention your fake grandmother's family.
Standing outside the door hearing the whole truth.
It turns out that it's just a fake family.
North and Harry both died.
When the secret about North's fake family,
Harry is in danger of being completely exposed.
It all started when she suddenly curled her hair.
Opened the door at the right time. North and Harry are talking about fake family contracts. It's just a saying that our family is fake. It's enough to make you stand still.
Then repeatedly repeated in amazement. So you're the fake SAO family.
And she laughed like she couldn't believe it. What I just heard.
How many questions? It was immediately answered in her mind. About the son. Dared to cut off my father's hand for gambling addiction.
Harry always made Boom call himself sister in the desert.
It all makes sense, and she's sarcastic.
I used to think this family was too old.
Weird and incultural.
Turns out it's all just a play. You and Harry. She kept explaining that she had heard wrong. Even coordinate the acting on the spot. Sweet Harry called me baby. I also follow. Curly-haired brunette is completely unconvinced. She claimed that her own ears heard the truth. Then I kept questioning you. Why do we have to build a fake family? To run for president. What are you up to?
She finally declared. I immediately post the whole thing on the general forum.
Let the people know your true face and ask you. Must resign immediately. Just in time to leave. You get exactly what the elevator is saying. You should be angry.
Because I think the common.
This place happens every day. As soon as she left the North and Harry.
Panicked, run straight to the journalist for the whole group.
No curly-haired grandma is about to publish it all online.
Everyone immediately divided.
Stop them at all costs first. The glasses boy uses a demolition device. The Wi-Fi in her house was completely disconnected.
I can't post you quickly.
Run up the elevator.
To find a place where there is life. But he stopped at the elevator door.
Even though my face hurts because I have to hold the door.
I decided not to let her go.
She moved to the ladder. The fat boy stopped at the emergency exit.
You can't get out.
The whole group keeps getting in the way. She's mad.
I kept complaining that this is a public place.
The weirdest settlement I've ever lived. In a different way, Harry.
Enlisted to meet sister. To explain the misunderstandings that happened the day before. She just took a babysitting job. For customers.
That's why the boy called his mother.
Although still doubtful.
My sister finally accepted the explanation. My sister has just studied law. Just enough work to make a living.
I can't help but feel. Harry just grinned that he had turned down the job.
The next morning, Harry and I decided to go. The last trick to regain the trust of the curly-haired grandmother.
Both deliberately dressed in pairs.
Running together in the apartment building.
They constantly show off their gestures in front of you.
Harry nagged.
He held my hand and promised to always protect me.
Both of you are very natural husband and wife. But the curly-haired grandmother just stood there and laughed. I think that the actors are too much.
Because there is no real couple. To be deliberately affectionate in such a right way, no. You can't fool her with simple plays. Decided to invite her to the public lands of the new urban area.
Wherever marked, both of them joined the protest. I sincerely ask you to give me another week.
To prove it all.
And regain trust. The curly-haired woman asked him what he was going to do for a week.
I just gently repeat.
The time you used to.
Stand together for the common cause and shout our slogans.
Let's work together to benefit the residents. You confirm the signs. That memory is still intact in my heart.
Sincere words that make her hair.
Curly, somewhat oscillating grandma redundant.
I also really appreciate that time. Because of their efforts.
In general, the value of the apartment has increased significantly.
But she still doesn't trust North. Continue to make a moving story.
To strengthen her faith. I know that I really love Harry. They married for love and had 3 children. My brother is a half-brother.
because his young father lived too liberally and was addicted. Gambling story so reasonable that her grandmother had. Curly also gradually softened, but I told her there was still something suspicious.
At the same time, I turned to management.
Apartment and disclosure.
I'm secretly investigating unusual expenses. When I heard that, my grandmother immediately changed
I agreed
her
to keep it a
attitude.
secret and give it a week to clarify things.
When we got home, we announced that we had only 7
To
days
find
left.
out the amount of funds.
More than 17 billion won has disappeared. The father indifferently
Although the
analyzed
president,
it.
the head of the department, and the chief accountant
You can't
colluded.
make an account so dry, because the apartment always has to maintain fixed expenses.
According to your experience, there are 3 common ways to embezzle funds.
Books to withdraw money
Counterfeiting,
gradually,
raise the construction cost, and
contract
divide with the contractor, or directly
But no
embezzlement.
matter
how you use it, you can't get
not
the
without
balance.
a great power behind it.
I knew I wanted to track down the culprit. You have to find the item that's using the maintenance fund.
The next morning, the whole group went around the apartment, check each brick,
Tunnel plumbing and every degraded item. They found a lot of places where they could get a reason to fix
It
it.
even deliberately created
Some
minor
more.
damage to legalize the disbursement of funds. Image of the North with people working hard.
People praised the new president for his dedication.
Only the curly-haired grandmother is still half suspicious after that.
I asked the head of the department set up an emergency meeting to seek advice on using maintenance funds to repair the basement floor, water pipes, and many other items. However, I just heard a series of proposals. People and chief
Immediately betrayed.
I
I think the works are still in good use. It's not worth spending on maintenance though. Constantly explain these are items that need maintenance. All proposals were rejected with overwhelming opposition. Harry's house and
boom, follow the meeting through the screen. It's also very confusing when all your plans have failed.
Meanwhile, the director
He silently watched the whole thing. I quickly realized that I had discovered the maintenance fund is empty after going to the bank to withdraw money.
He laughed out loud.
Because I finally understand the real purpose.
Dare to run.
The chairman is to take the amount of more than 17 billion
After
won.
the 7th meeting, I asked why the chiefs. The district has always opposed any proposal to develop the president may dismiss them, or the manager explains. They're all elected by residents, so it's hard unless there is evidence of corruption or development of residential areas.
With Chief Hardom, it is now officially back to work. And first time seeing you, I politely greet you.
He introduced himself and said, "Time to come. You'll have to work together a lot."
After you left the accountant,
I remember when you registered to run. The mayor once said he lived alone.
And now everyone's talking. You have a big family.
It makes you start to doubt, but I thought maybe I remembered wrong.
Meanwhile, the former president and his
I still gathered to plan to overthrow the North.
believe that you can't keep
Long chair to the North. The whole group continues to meet. Traces of the maintenance fund amount of more than 17 billion.
Analyze
One the
that
fatherless,
as
the
long
former
as
president's faction is still holding the positions of district heads. The disbursement
You'll never
of funds.
succeed.
So I'll give it to you immediately. Mission: have everyone secretly investigate all the district chiefs. But you absolutely must not hit the grass snake. The next day, the group collected 10 bills, leaflets, and documents related to each household. When Harry came home, you accidentally discovered
series. The repair fee of many apartments is 0. At first, Harry thought he was wrong.
But my brother wears glasses.
There are exactly 123 people.
For years, I didn't have to pay a repair fee, even if you still use range of hot water and services of the apartment. Deeper investigation.
The whole group discovered the household.
This is the former president's faction,
including district heads and
the
boards.
agency he set up 6 years ago to maintain power.
The former president quietly waived the entire repair fee for the house.
And that money is divided equally among more than 9,600
The rest of the
households. The population doesn't know. 6 years have passed. The whole population all accidentally have to bear the cost for 123 households. Harry wondered,
why such a big deal?
You have never been discovered.
I immediately realized that this was an opportunity
The power
to break
of the
down.
former president. You just have to reveal the truth. All the district heads involved would lose their credibility and no longer able to impede the investigation of the maintenance
After we
fund.
agreed on the plan, the whole team was excited.
Harry humorously called him the heating knight.
They are about to stand up to protect the rights of the people.
The next morning,
I'm running around the neighborhood using loudspeakers. Hold the speaker and call everyone's
and then
attention.
publicly denounce the 123 households.
Free heating for 6 years.
You said you'd crack down on all corruption.
Return justice to residents and demand
Everyone involved is responsible for the post. The speech immediately sparked a wave of outrage.
throughout the apartment complex. Resident forums are quickly flooded with comments. Extract
only.
the inquiry request to the end.
Those
and
who have enjoyed illegal privileges. Even her hair.
Curly also said calculation and detective
About
each
10
household.
million exemptions. 1 in 6 years.
The
7
total
exits
amount.
amounted to over 1.23 billion.
A number
won.
that's also mind-boggling.
At the phone manager's office.
Continuous sewing because residents call to question.
The manager only knows how to ask. He denies
employees.
everything for himself.
I don't know how to explain it. In contrast to that chaos, the former president and
From
his...
start to panic when I realized the North had hit.
My biggest weakness though. Trying to figure out how to deal with it and trying to blame the clock.
Damaged heat to disclaim responsibility.
They also understand that the way
The residents' anger was out of control.
the North is moving forward to overthrow the entire power network that the former
Built over
president
many years.
After 123 households are free, repaired during 6 years of exposure,
Former president
the
with
faction completely fell into the passivity. Some district chiefs are starting to get
even
scared.
taking into account the
I
blame.
know I can't hide the truth anymore. Meanwhile, the director of Cups, they quickly learned the information and recognized
The president
former
abused his power by favoring his
by
acquaintances.
waiving the full repair fee, instead of standing outside of him.
Immediately devised a new plan to divert the excess. He instructed his secretary Kim to tinker with antiques that was discovered in the new urban area is actually fake.
I don't regret his money. Strong for the media, social networks, and YouTube channels
Transmission
to LAN.
of false information, and at the same time taking
Troops
credits from the maintenance fund of an apartment
Another
complex.
way
To keep moving. He himself admitted to withdrawing maintenance funds. It reminds me of my childhood. Stealing money in tubes.
That's Pip without AI detecting.
He was so used to the sea.
Property of residents. Back to the north.
The group no longer cares about the former. The president will argue. Let's just focus.
Find a legal way to disperse maintenance funds.
According to the management regulations of the
Replacement of the
apartment,
system.
thermometer is an item that is allowed to use maintenance funds.
So they decided to make this a breakthrough.
Just fixed wrong. They have removed the power of the former president.
At the next residents' meeting, the air quickly becomes tense.
A female district chief stood up to
A
declare
desire
from.
to close everything. But her curly-haired grandmother immediately protested.
Assumed that
the
only
office is
you
not
need to
enough.
call the police and ask the police.
I've been investigating the whole thing for the last 6 years. Many heads. Other areas try to blame the meter. Heat damaged or institute.
Auto-payment excuse.
I don't know if the bill is zero, but these explanations only make
The residents are more angry.
people are constantly questioning. Because SAO only the district heads are free
More
to
than
fix.
9,600 people. Others have to be quiet.
Carrying all the money for years. Head of management
He
department.
was
also called to account. I just bow my head sorry. Because I couldn't come up with any reasonable explanation.
At the most chaotic time.
Stand up to the residents.
And confirm.
The most important thing right now is to fix the
You
consequences. Replace the entire thermography system
In
with a hedge
accordance
fund.
with the regulations of
When
apartment
many
management.
people wonder.
The director suddenly stood up to speak. He bought the apartment himself.
Yours also
The
belongs.
group does not have to pay for correction and
I
confession.
didn't notice myself.
The bills all the time.
Then he declared,
I will voluntarily pay back all the money that is missing. This made many leaders.
they are protesting because they think they are not benefiting.
But the residents immediately responded that even
Whether
though
it's
they were
intentional
unwitting
or not, the money is still
you have
due
to pay
all
back
the
your
other
hair.
residents. Turley also gave praise for the director's actions because at least they take responsibility.
The situation cannot save the former. The president finally reluctantly agreed to the plan for payment of the missing amount.
Take the opportunity to declare that you will proceed. Control all households are free illegally for recovery of repair fees over 6 years and refund that money.
More than 9,600 people had to be replaced.
Ensure fairness to all residents.
This decision received a response.
The people's enthusiasm applause echoed throughout the meeting room.
The former president's faction has officially lost its biggest
After
foothold.
a tense
residents meeting.
The club director actively chasing North to start
On the
conversation.
outside, he doesn't
Praised the
care.
way
the North handled the case. 123 households are
Unauthorized
free.
repair. Assumed that the recovery of non-profits return it to all residents.
It was a very impressive decision. She also responded politely and thanked him for his support.
Not long after her hair, Curly also met you.
And for the first time, give me a compliment. Admit you handled the case very well. However, she still reminded me not to be subjective.
I will continue to monitor your every move. But her attitude has changed dramatically as trust in the new president grows. The opposite.
With that positive atmosphere in the director's elevator, he said coldly to the secretary,
Him that the greater the power.
the heavier the responsibility.
time.
The former president must pay for his mistakes.
Follow him.
He was given the authority to manage nearly 10,000
But let it
households.
get out of control. Even accidentally create the
Let
conditions.
North become a knight.
Heating is wholeheartedly supported by
He
residents.
immediately
The
requested.
secretary
Called the former president to see him.
Meanwhile, at the apartment's cafe,
The housewives are excited to talk.
that all residents have been reimbursed for the repair fee.
Wrong for many years,
Everyone is happy.
because the money will be discounted.
Subtract directly from the monthly management fee to many
I will
people.
pay more attention to checking my bills from now on. At the same time, he did not regret complimenting the North
Enthusiasm
as
to
handsome.
work again
Always
transparency.
appear every meeting to solve problems for residents.
They feel lucky that the building. There's finally a president.
Really think about everybody's rights at the same time. You are still dealing with it. A pile of documents at the office when a curly-haired grandmother came
After
by.
the evidence.
See how you solved the case.
She admitted a week ago.
Before that, it was totally
And
worth
believe
it.
you're
on the right track. The conversation took place in a more open atmosphere.
It shows
than
that you
before.
have
When
your trust.
He doubted me the most, however.
Somewhere else, the real face of the director.
The glass really shows up. In his anger, he used his own golf club. He beat the former president so successively that this person collapsed
There was blood
to the floor all over the room at the same time.
Head of management department.
Asked for the right time to get the money.
Remain calm.
I told you to come in 2 hours like nothing happened. The sad thing is that he doesn't care about his life. The former president only regrets the wooden floor. Imports worth hundreds of millions.
One is covered in blood and at risk of damage.
After
a few sentences pretending to call the former
He
president
said coldly
to wake
that
up.
this was the price to pay.
When you can't do the job. Soon the glass and Secretary Kim wrapped up the body.
The former president returned and secretly returned to
Take
the
one
farm.
here, both digging a deep hole buried.
Body on the ground and planted. A tree just above to hide all traces. While filling the glass,
It's ironic that the former president didn't get anything.
in addition to making fertilizer for the trees on this
He
mountain.
casually poured some rice wine down the tree. Bow your head as if saying goodbye.
But it's really just a fake drama of a cold-blooded man. Meanwhile, The director's name.
I still want to meet the head of the management team. The world where he was hiding buried the former president's body under a tree. Secretary Kim handed out 2 large bags of money.
It made him happy and worried. Chief, sorry.
The reason for letting the North find out what he was doing.
But the glass director just laughed excitedly.
He said that thanks to the North, the new game became more interesting. He is also leading the room in front of the newly planted tree. And then coldly declared that this tree, it will grow up exactly
the former president's meat.
He died of terror.
Before leaving, the manager was so panicked that he dropped the money.
I didn't know the whole thing was done by my dad,
whom secretly photographed as evidence.
From these pictures, I quickly tracked Oitego. One is just an ornamental plant farm owned by TSM, subsidiary of Tessen Construction Corporation.
Realized that this is the key link.
I went with everyone to Tessen headquarters.
By the name of the resident representative and the chairman of I was taken to the top floor. Meet directly with the head of the company.
As opposed to the tensions in the North.
At Harry's house with his fake father-in-law.
Playing cards and getting phone boom fever. She rushed to the school to pick him up.
On the way to take the boy back, Harry taught Boom
that everyone has to carry their own burden. No one can live for or suffer for another. Although at first firmly refused to help. Finally, she still softened when she saw the tired
A
Boom.
simple moment.
The more it shows, Harry became more and more the boy's spiritual rock.
I walked into Director Lee's office.
And surprised when the enemy welcomes you as a guest of honor.
Lee continuously.
I applaud your ability to investigate.
From the detection of surcharges.
Unusual heating until the curtain finds out
buried under the apartment.
But soon after, he unleashed a psychological attack. Give it to me, a picture of you withdrawing money from the bank's long-term maintenance fund.
Just with this gift, he knows every step of your way. No longer hide the identity of the company. Presenting himself as the head of the company when he asked me what I came here to find.
You calmed down.
He replied that he had found the answer.
Suddenly, I offered to be a chef.
The mistake of the glass startled the director.
I can't guess your true intentions.
This is just a show for the North.
Deeper into the enemy's organization.
Or you're preparing for a more dangerous plan. Episode. It ended in time for the battle between the North and the director.
Go to the most stressful phase.
Promising scenes. Unexpected confrontation in the next episode.